Hello, I'm Steve Goode with the Business Development Center at ODU as part of the Virginia Workforce Innovation Entrepreneurship Center program. I'm here with Mr. Tommy Johnson of U.S. Leaders Protective Services. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Fine, Steve. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. We had a little bit of a rough start getting this interview. What you all don't know that I've already done a couple of takes here on the beginning because it's allergy season. But anyway, Mr. Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, you're a founding partner of the company.
That's right, Steve.
Now, what do you all do?
Thank you for the question, Steve. Who are we? The U.S. Leaders Protective Services is a disabled, veteran-owned, minority-owned small business. And we were founded to do research and develop solutions to address the protective measures that are needed to protect unarmed people in a real-time situation from active shooters or others that they may encounter when they find themselves endangered by armed individuals who abuse their authority to use firearms.
Really? Okay. Now I'm curious on what. Wait, it's kind of like why, but I mean, what motivated you all to? I don't want to do the obvious, but what personally motivated you all to get into this business?
That's a great question, Steve, because a lot of people say why, and we always say why not? Why are things the way they are, and why aren't they in a way where people can get protected real time if they're in danger? Many of the measures that are taken that we know of are, writing new laws or taking cameras or they have what they call active shooter drills where they have different modes of run, hide, fight, whatever. But it's never been used to just simply stop the bullet from getting in people's bodies. Why not? So a lot of the things we find are that our language, we call a problem, which U.S. Leaders Protective Services, we define the problem as there are too many bullets getting into the bodies of innocent people. And when you look at it from our framework, the thing that we're trying to do is come up with a way to give people life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, really. Mm-hmm. So that when you're born with no bullets in your body,
yeah.
If God is willing, you will live your life without bullets getting in your body.
Okay, I can relate to that. You just it didn't come with one, you don't want to go out with another. But how do I just again the whole concept? Because I've seen the self-defense and and the active aggressively all like. Say I approach you and say, we'll do the comment. Give me your money or give me your car, and I've got some sort of a pistol in my hand. What would you advise people?
Well, this is the grandfather of all the inventions that we envision will come about. The Hero Shield and the Hero Shield Light, what you described as somebody that's coming up with you with a gun, which is probably one of the most problematic of all problems.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, but it's
well, yeah. If you're the subject, the target, then you probably won't unless let's say if you're in your car, let's say now we're making the Hero Light Shield, which will stop bullets from any handgun and from some shotguns. Okay, that one is 3.5 pounds. And if you have that, if you can adapt it or put it in your car right at your door, and you can just raise it up and drive away.
Oh, okay.
Okay, then that's one way. We're going to try to train people. But now what you're saying is if you're the person that is the subject, the target of a person that's out to get you and trying to get, what they call the drop on you,
Mhm.
then they're probably going to wait until you are far away from a hero shield, because we imagine how many of these shields need to be. Because right now we're trying to go from 0 shields in the hands of people to 1 billion right now.
Okay, so this is helping me to understand. So your program is you're focusing on making a personal shield. I mean, an actual physical
Yes,
shield.
it's right. It's a 20 by 24 shield, and the shield will protect your head and torso, all your vital organs, to help you to be able to survive a inbound bullet, to stop that bullet from getting into your body.
Now, is this I don't see going down the street with a shield on my arm.
No, you wouldn't.
It's kind of a collapsible kind of a thing, or
right. So why do I say 1 billion are needed? Well, in this country, in America, we have over 330 million people, and they have 2 to 3 guns. That's the average. Okay, so there's 1 billion guns. Okay, you multiply that times 8, 9, 10 bullets a gun, you've got 10 billion bullets out there. Okay, so in order to do that, the country is saturated with guns, and you can see that here in Hampton Roads, and probably where you're living in Central Virginia, we're seeing 2 to 3 shootings, and some of them are mass shootings. Okay, where 2 to 3 people are being shot a day. Okay, so the way I look at it is, each one of us, we go to work, we go to recreation or play, and then we go to home. So 3 times 330 million people, that's nearly 1 billion places that you need to go to have a shield. So that's why I say we need 1 billion shields all around the country. The country's saturated with bullets. We need to saturate it with protection. If you're going to have life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, we can't just have 1 million shields trying to protect from 10 billion bullets. You need.
So your product then would work well with, like if you're at a function, outdoor function, you've gone to the club, something happens, you can pull this thing out, just
Or let's say you're a security company, you have a security guard that you're escorting people from the bar to their car, or vice versa, from their car to the bar, because we're seeing here in Hampton Roads, we're seeing multiple shootings where people are, in the parking lots now. It used to be inside of the bars, but just of late in 2022, we're seeing where people are getting shot right in the parking lot. But we need to address having some protection for people wherever they are.
Yeah, and I can see then with a shield, like what you were saying, with a car, someone comes up, they're in the side door, they point it at your head or something like that, as they say, heaven forbid. But you can pop the shield up and just step on the gas and say, get out of Dodge, literally.
That's what you can do. So that's one way you can escape. But that's really one of the most pernicious, one of the toughest problems to do. If you're the person that they're after, and they get the drop on you, then we haven't. I don't think we've developed a real good solution for that. But if you're not the person that they're after, and you're the second person, you just happen to be an innocent bystander.
You're a bystander. You're just bystander. Kind of.
Yeah. There's so many bystanders that get killed. So this is a great weapon for a bystander. If you know that there's somebody out there trying to hurt you, your best bet is to stay at home.
Yeah, well, but again, like what we just had, the unfortunate event here in the subway. If you happen to be in the subway, then boom. So
yeah.
Okay, well,
I met those folks were bystanders, and so imagine if they had hero shields just in the ceiling. When they heard those first few pops, they could have activated a shield. It could have been right alongside at the bottom of the chair, anywhere. It could have been, in that subway, right on the walls, on the bulkheads. They could have had hero shields where if something starts, you can reach and grab a shield and put it in between you and that bullet.
And I can see, even though, okay, I can see all sort of applications for it, but I definitely would like to visit your website to see more about it. But, you started the company. When was this? When did you?
Well, we started it right after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting, where 17 children were killed.
Yeah.
And so that was in 2018. That was February 14th, 2018. My partner, Cliff Rice, and I got together and started thinking, how can we prevent these shootings? I mean, they're probably most memorable was the Columbine shooting. And then there was the shooting of those children, those elementary school children up in Connecticut. And there are just so many of them. And, just recently, right outside of my hometown in Detroit, in Pontiac, Michigan, the young man was given a assault rifle for Christmas, but he couldn't wait for Christmas. So right after Thanksgiving, he went out and shot and killed 4 of his classmates and wounded some others. And so
definitely something like this, a shield in a school system that have application or something. So just like your CPR system, where it's kind of like break glass, grab shield.
Right, like fire sprinklers are in the schools to prevent them from being burned up. Seat belts are in our cars. Airbags are in our cars to protect us. And so we're just scratching the surface. We're just beginning.
Okay, and then I see that you had visions for a whole line of different types of protective equipment that would, could evolve out of that. Now, in your journey, though, is there anything you would have done differently? If you know what you know now and you're starting up, is there anything you would have done differently?
Yes, and there are several, but I'd probably say, first off, my only regret right now is that I've not lived long enough to see someone saved by our hero shield. What we want to do is, our main purpose at this point is to let people know that we're out here and we want people to understand what it is we're trying to accomplish. And everyone that we talk to is like you, they get that aha moment that says, why not? Why can't we have something to protect ourselves? But when we do that, I think we have been trying a direct approach with, and I will not name names, but we tried a direct approach with some authorities that were capable. And of course, without any proof of the concept, there has been hesitance. So we tried being very direct to try to say, hey, here's something that will help, what you consider, purchasing.
So you're looking at who you market to, you're targeting.
Right.
Really, what you're targeting, no pun intended, but you're actually targeting who you market. So it's not like you spread it out all over the world, you want to, but you got to be really kind of, especially I would think, especially when you're starting out, your minimal viable product, you want to make sure you're spending your energy to go after a potential customer or client that would have a need.
Right. Well, we feel everybody has a need. We try to show the need. And the first thing we get questions about, well, how much does it cost? And I'm thinking, well, don't you want to know what it does first before you start asking about what it costs? But, there's no way you can put a value on it unless you understand that this thing will save many lives. And without even trying to put a price on the lives, we would like people to understand it does more. Now, we just talked about the bulletproof aspects of the system, but there's more to it than just the bulletproof. There's also the alerts and alarms that we have attached to it. So we've taken the shield, which is a 16th century technology, and added on communicative electronic alerts and alarms that go directly to first responders and directly to anyone else that's interested, and also to anybody in the vicinity. There's a loud SOS in our case, instead of, it SOS stands for shooter observed signal. And that is, it's comprised of three stages. It starts with a shrill, which gets attention. And then it starts with an announcement that is a shooter observed, shooter observed, shooter observed. So there can be no doubt that there's a shooter in our midst. And then it comes with a drum beat, which sounds like 3 longs, 3 shorts, and 3 longs, like Charles Morse started with SOS. So not just to be cute, but at least that way, once we train people and inform people, they know that they can distinguish that drum beat from an actual gun, random shoot, a random gunshot from a shooter. A shooter's not going to be able to mimic.
You've got something though. Yours is definitely a very physical product that needs to be manufactured and prototype manufactured. Have you had any issues along the way on trying to get the prototype and the manufacturing done, or finding that?
No, Steve. Like I said, we started in 2018, and we've gone through several different companies, and we've come with different partners that help us to manufacture it. And I'm not going to name any big names, but I will say that we have partners, manufacturing partners, suppliers that help us to put the product together. We're just beyond prototypes. We're ready to go to market with it now.
Okay. Now, if I was a company that had an idea for something and I need to have it manufactured, I needed a prototype done, something. I call this a cell phone cover or something, anything like that. And I have an idea of a brand new cell phone. Is there any advice you would give somebody? It's just brand new. They've got it. They've gone and, I got a Kleenex here. They've gone on, they just sketched something out on a napkin and they want to turn that design into something. What would you advise would be the first step that I should look at?
Well, the first step is you've got to get a reliable partner that is capable of manufacturing in large quantities. As I say, we're trying to go from a 0 to 1 billion, and we expect that there'll probably be many more than 1 billion. But I mean, right now we're trying to get started. So we want to find the capability. If you believe that the partner that you found is not capable of producing, let's say if we want to do 30 of these a week, if that's the maximum that partner can make, you need to find other partners. So redundancy is probably the very first thing, that once you establish a good relationship with a good, reliable partner, we don't feel that we're betraying a partner by going out and finding an alternate to get, because they're still our prime partner. But just in case we run into a large volume of demand that we can't meet, we want to already have the redundancy built in. So
you're looking not only at the initial person you're going to then, for someone looking is take a look at the end of the company you're going to use. Find out then if their capacity, can they design it? Can they manufacture it? Their capacity, does that capacity meet what you want it to meet? And then what you're also saying then is maybe possibility, even though you've got a great relationship with that partner, you want to have a backup. You could have a backup to, in case you have a surge, that you could bring that online. Or if something happened to your main manufacturing partner, you got a backup. So that's a lot of redundancy, especially in manufacturing. Well, that's fascinating. Now, for anyone that would like to learn a little bit more about your product, or talk to you about, how do I take an idea off of a tissue paper or a napkin and bring it into reality, how could they get a hold of you, sir?
Well, they can reach us on our website. I want to make sure it's realheroshield.com. And I want to make sure, or they can type in U.S. Leaders Protective Services. It's the home of the Hero Shield.
Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll make sure I've got that correct, and then I will edit that in for anybody that's watching at the end of this tape. But
Right.
I really appreciate you taking this time to chat, sir. I really do. It's been interesting. You're the first manufacturing person I've interviewed. So that's I've had a great day today. I interviewed someone. I ran into somebody the other day. It was that first published author, and now I've got a manufacturer. So that's really great. But we really appreciate you taking this time. And again, it's Steve Goad from the Business Development Center at ODU. We're on the road.
Thanks.